pitching up.
Affirm, pitching up.
EV1 is ready.
3, 2, 1, starting motion.
And everything is inside the bag, and the bag is...
Stay.
Copy.
Yep, copy that, Frank. You've got the doors closed. We'd like the doors facing the tower, and if you can cinch those straps as best you can that are holding it in place that's perfect. Ground's happy, Frank.
Okay, great. Okay, and verify from here, I go to the left side of the market.
Yep, Frank, the next step is going to grab, you're going to relocate Josh's red hook.
Copy, thank you.
And Frank, that's out there on the cedar rail, mile marker 6300.
Motion's ramping out.
Copy that.
3, 2, 1.
All right, I've got the hang of it now.
Nicely done. We are in pause hold.
And you guys are smooth. Copy.
You know that's Koichi. All right, we're setting up for a 3-minute outboard joint OCAS.
I understand. Outboard. EV1 is ready. Frank, let me get a picture of you. I don't even know where you are now. It's okay.
EV1, we are set. This is going to bring you body left and body down a little bit.
Okay, body left, body down. EV1 is ready.
3, 2, 1, starting motion.
I see good motion. Oh, this one's faster. Wow, a lot faster. Okay.
Flying toward the west coast of South America, Josh Cassada holding the ISS rollout solar array, being maneuvered toward the starboard 4 truss work site for its installation to augment power capability for the 3A power channel on the International Space Station. We are 2 hours 34 minutes into the spacewalk, everything going very smoothly, the crew running ahead of the timeline for the day.
Nick, I have Josh's red hook on my red reel. Reel is unlocked, and his hook is unlocked.
Okay, Frank, we copy that. Check your gauntlets down, and then you're heading out to the S4 IEA, and you're going to be stowing the red hook near the radiator.
Okay. And gauntlets are down.
Okay, we are ramping out.
Okay.
Okay, that's possible, and we are setting up for the next, it'll be a 3-minute IEA lineup FORO test.
I'll take it.
Okay, EV1, we are set. This will bring you body in and up under the IEA.
EV1 copies, and I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, starting motion.
Of course, I see good motion.
And Frank, Nick, back with you. Got a caution here about the red hook location is going to be near an IEA radiator, so just be aware of that. The handrail you're looking for is 2217.
I'm there. You are clear of Aerosa, but I don't think you realize how close we are. We're only 3 feet away from each other when you swing. Oh, really? Yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Oh, no problem. It's not an issue. It does look just like that.
Ramping out motion.
Copy. Next, the red hook, Josh's red hook, is on 2217, the inboard stanchion.
Yeah, copy, Frank, 2217, you got that down. Just on the edge of our view here, it looks like you might be crossed back at the, just right where the Sarge is at. Just wanted to have you double check those safety tethers.
It looks like there's one under. I'll fix it real quick.
Copy, thanks.
Okay, we are pause hold and setting up for the GCA to publish IROSA install.
Okay. I think we can do that without Frank in position. Do you agree? The published position? I've got good clearance. I can see on this side of the IROSA, so station Venus I can see just fine.
A copy, and we have good views as well. We're setting up.
And Josh, we chatted over it. If you got good clearance, we're good to press with the GCA for the published install.
I've certainly got good clearance from right and forward, and from my chin up, from my chest up. I'm in a distant phase here, interrupt.
Okay, copy that, Frank, and you're going to head out into the left side of the mounting bracket.
Do you need the column anymore, Frank? Negative. Okay, EV1 is ready GCA to published install position. I'll let you know if I lose clearance.
Okay, we copy and we're setting up.
You okay with this, Frank? Yeah, I'm 30 seconds away. Sounds good. I can see you translating. No rush, dude, but we are ready GCA.
Hey guys, I've got some cautions and warnings I'm going to read up real quick while Frank gets into final position. So don't put your fingers in the IROSA pin slots on the inside or an outside of the root beam structure, and then when on the aft side of the mod kit, avoid contacting the legacy blanket boxes and protruding trunnions. Also, you're going to want to, when on the mod kit, not impart loads simultaneously. That's translation, unfolding, bolt dots, connectors. So don't move simultaneously. Sudden stops and quick grabs are not allowed on the mod kit, so translate slow, and 30 pounds max lateral force on the mod kit during and after IROSA soft capture.
You want copies? Me two copies.
Okay, EV1, we are all set up. This is going to bring you body left to about 2.5 meters.
Okay, and I'm going to turn the GCA over to Frank. So EV2, you've got the GCA. Okay, copy that. And just verify you said this is GCA to publish, correct?
Hey, friend, this is a GCA to publish. Bring EV1 body left.
Okay, you are clear.
Starting motion.
Two hours, 43 minutes into today's spacewalk. Josh Cassada and Frank Rubio about to begin work to install the ISS rollout solar array onto its mounting bracket on the starboard fore truss of the International Space Station. Cassada wearing the suit with the red stripes along the legs, holding the IROSA, as it is called by its acronym. Again, these are 750 pounds apiece in mass. Once unfurled after their installation, will be 60 feet long and 20 feet wide to augment the electrical capability of the 3A power channel of the International Space Station. This is the third in a series of at least 6 IROSAs to be installed on the International Space Station.
We are ramping out motion.
Copy.
Okay, Frank, that is the published position.
Great, that's a great position. Frank, I think we're going to need a little bit more body left for me. so in closer to you, the plug-in.
Okay.
Just because I'll be at the far end.
Yep, so the scoop bottom only has about 3 inches clearance to the bracket. Do you want to remove that first?
I see it. Why don't we do it this way?
Okay.
We'll move this way, GCA, and then take off the scoop. Careful, careful, careful. Let's see. Give me 1 second. Just impart the forces here. All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Duke, let's go GCA, 10 centimeters, body left, towards the mass canister.
Copy, 10 centimeters, body left, towards the mass canister. Starting motion.
See motion, good motion. About in 3, 2, 1. All right, Josh, unfortunately your press only has about an inch of clearance.
Yep, I'm watching it. I can see my shoulder. We're good here. Just watch your helmet on the bottom there,
Okay.
so we don't push it away.
Yep.
Do you want to go co-linear with the strut there? You put your feet wherever you want.
Yeah.
I'll turn it over to you, and I'll put the one handrail there, and then I'll take off the scoop.
Okay. I've got this hand here.
Okay, let us know if you're done with the GCA.
We are GCA complete.
Copy, GCA complete?
Are you good with our plan? He's got a hand on it. I'm going to take off the scoop in my left hand and do my best to put it on the mini workstation.
And brakes are on. Go fire to install.
Copy.
Thank you, Duke.
And Josh, that sounds like a good plan.
All right, Frank, I'm going to take my left hand off.
I've got this end.
You probably want to just not, if you can, not put any forces in because it doesn't take much.
Okay. You are going to have to put a fair amount of force on that lever, so.
Got it. That's unfortunate. I'm going to go through.
Yeah, through capture and all the way to release.
Yeah. I don't feel very comfortable seeing a loose end.
It looks like you're past capture. Looks like you might be in release. It's hard to tell from there. You don't. Yep, you're good.
Try not to touch. I'm not going to put this in my mini workstation.
Nope, just let it float. Should be clear. Okay, let's go bring it towards me to align laterally first. Let's say about 20 centimeters.
Translate towards you.
Correct. Continue.
Watch your hand. I'm going to do the pitch. Let's see, my roll for our frame of reference.
Okay.
I'm going to roll it your end towards you.
Cassett and Rubio in the process of installing the IROSA on a mounting bracket on the starboard foretruss. There'll be 2 soft capture features properly engaged when the IROSA itself is correctly aligned on the mounting bracket.
We are on the platform and aligned. We just got to bring it towards the soft capture features.
All right,
straight back.
We'll stick it in the hole first and then go to the soft capture, yeah?
Okay, yep, ready?
Yep.
Continue. Push. Continue.
4?
Yep.
Okay. That's it for going towards the...
No, bring it maybe a centimeter towards me.
Translate.
Yep. And now keep pushing towards the mass canister. Give it about... You seem to want to go. I need to probably check the soft capture features.
I can see they're the same, and they are cocked and locked.
Okay.
They have not triggered.
Okay, we're aligned. I see the tabs are almost perfectly centered.
So maybe manually release a soft capture? Dick, it feels like we're in the slot.
No, we're not in the slot.
Oh, okay.
We're aligned, but we need to bring it back towards the mass canister. About 2 inches. There we go.
Something's blocking it. All right, Frank, let's slow down just for 1 second. I can't go any closer to the mod kit. I'm taking my right hand and pushing.
Yep.
So there's something blocking it.
Okay.
And when you pull yours, we yaw.
Okay, let me check. Do you have it? I need to let go a moment.
Yeah, don't push it.
Nope, got it. Yeah, I don't see the soft capture features, so they should not be the ones blocking it.
Right. So you can see the slot. You can see the teeth that go in them.
Yeah, and there's nothing.
Okay.
Well, now we're come back towards me another 3 inches. Stop. And now once again, we're aligned. We are flat against the platform.
We're not flat right now.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
Just came up. Okay, we're aligned. All right, can we go straight aft?
Towards the runway?
Towards the mass canister, yep.
Okay. Well, something's keeping us from going.
Okay, both of the tabs are slightly in there.
Is it an angle thing where we're not flat enough?
My side looks perfectly flat on the platform. How's yours?
It is flat and flush.
Yeah.
Hold on for 1 second. Getting away from me. Hey, Nick, I got a question about the mod kit.
Thank you, there.
For you there.
Yeah, I got you, Josh.
Confirm, I have you loud and clear.
All right, so on the mod kit, there's an arrow that I think is the very center of the mod kit. It's a label, and there's a left label and a right label. Can you confirm that the hinge will be lined up with that arrow?
Checking.
If that's the case, Frank, we're going to need to translate your way about a ½ inch. I don't know how that makes sense with your plot.
Well, right now, that would make sense, actually. We translated back towards you a little bit.
Okay, so let's go a little bit towards you.
Okay. Continue about, okay, right there.
Okay, so that arrow is not at the hinge. The hinge is going to be about an inch bi-direction from that arrow.
Okay.
I would have thought that the hinge would have lined up right with that midpoint.
Yeah, Josh, that arrow should line up dead center with the hinge.
Okay, Nick, then I'm sure you can't see very well my Heka. The problem is Frank's got the slot aligned, but that arrow is not where the hinge is going to be. That arrow is about, right now, a ½ inch towards him, meaning the hinge will be a ½ inch mod kit right from the arrow. If we were able to open it.
Yeah, copy, Josh, and we can see it in the WVS. We're talking about it.
Okay.
So I got to let go real quick just to realign my body.
Got it.
Got it.
Just watch you don't hit the IROSA if you can.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
So right now our yaw is off a little bit. The tabs are aligned, but my tab is no longer.
Watch your hand. Yeah, we're pitching down. Okay. Thanks. All right. So you got to go your way and a yaw, you said?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm losing my position here.
And Frank, Josh, our recommendation here is, Frank, if you could cycle the soft dock, the T-handles, just to let them extend and then reset them.
Okay. Josh, you have the IROSA?
Stand by for 1 second.
Okay, I have it.
Do you think that's really what's happening? Because I can see the soft dock, or the soft capture features just barely sticking out of the surface. But I can see that they're both in the J-hooks. I don't know that those are keeping it from installing.
Yeah, copy that.
I'm pretty sure it's not. But
yeah, we want to make sure they're just not cold stuck in the open position.
Oh, I see. Okay. I have the IROSA. Watch your helmet on the IROSA.
Okay, thank you.
And
There's definitely some friction to these.
yeah, and Frank, what we'd like you to do is have them full deploy. If you can fully extend them so that they would be in the deployed position, and then reset them for the capture.
Okay. I don't know if you see that, but it just takes a lot of force. There's a lot of friction.
Watch your helmet.
Yep, we're watching in the HECA.
Thank you. They are cycled several times, and they are in the J position.
So, Nick, if I understand, have Frank get these in the slots and then manually release the soft captures, correct?
Yeah, if you've got it lined up and they're not extending, that's an option to manually release them.
We try that, Nick? Or, Frank, should we do that?
Sure.
I'll do my best to hold it in spot.
Let me see if I can get you aligned, and then...
Okay. Looks like it's going to need to translate your way at least an inch. And then roll your end towards you.
Yep. Come towards me, maybe 2 inches.
Okay. But
approaching the 3-hour mark in the spacewalk, Josh Cassada, Frank Rubio are fine-tuning the alignment of the ISS rollout solar array onto its mounting bracket on the starboard foretruss.
Okay, we are flat. We're aligned.
Okay. If you want, I'll hold it there and you get one of those J-hooks in.
Oh, but we're not in yet. We have to slide it in maybe 1.5 inches. I mean, so we're aligned. Just got to go aft.
But we can't see what's keeping us from going in.
Yeah. If you can hold this,
Yeah?
yep, I'll go down and I can actually push on the beam also. Can you hold it here?
I can.
Okay, you got it.
Be real careful not to bump it.
Yep. And I can see our yaw is off from this angle.
Unfortunately, the sun is right in my eyes and I can't maintain the angles.
And Frank, Josh, just looking at your helmet cam, it looks like one of the soft dock captures did go down. I don't know if it's engaged or if you're going to need to reset it.
It is not engaged.
Did it reset? Okay. I can actually kind of line us up from this end because bolt holes are right there.
That's great. I guess we got to figure out what's keeping us from getting inserted.
All right, so right there we should be lined up. I'm going to pull the soft captures down. I have a third hand right now.
That's good.
Yep, that's what it was.
I can't wait to hear that lesson learned at the debrief.
Okay.
That's one. What's your helmet?
Okay, that's two.
Well, Houston, he did it. We got two installed.
Holy cow.
No kidding. There's a huge sigh down here. Well done.
That's not the way it was supposed to be, but it worked. All right, nice job, Josh. I know you've been muscling through that.
No, it's okay. I'm just trying to blink the sweat out of my eyes.
Yeah.
At the 3-hour mark, the IROSA is now engaged and mounted on the mounting bracket. On the modification kit on the starboard fore truss, a little elbow grease required, but nonetheless, IROSA is on its mounting bracket on the S4 truss.
A couple-second breather here after struggling with that. That's more than cool.
Oh, the sun's setting.
I did too. Yeah, that sunsetting is going to help. All right, my ret is off. We are saying we're installed because we've got two soft captures. So the ret is off. The scoop is going to stay on for now, correct, Frank? Or correct, Nick?
That's affirmative.
Okay. Squeaky and Duke, we are installed and ready for the back-off maneuver.
Bobby, we are setting up for the IROSA back-off.
Feels weird not to be holding on to an IROSA now.
I know. It also feels weird to have the Earth completely above you.
Hey, and guys, big picture. Big picture.
That's upside down.
Yeah, sorry to interrupt, guys. Just big picture, you're well ahead of timeline. You're going to see an eclipse come. This is not the one we're targeting for the cable mate. We're working on the next eclipse after this one. So when it gets dark, we're not behind.
Got it. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Okay, EV1, we are set up. This is going to bring you body right about 2.5 meters.
With the IROSA installed on its mounting bracket, the next step, once Cassida is backed away at the end of the station's robotic arm from the work site to provide clearance, will be the release of final hinge restraint bolts that will enable the IROSA to unfold like a flip phone to its pre-deployment orientation.
Nicely done, Frank. I cannot wait to hear what it was.
It was just the outside soft capture one just wasn't, so I just pulled it all the way down and then it slid right in.
Awesome. I see. It just wasn't sliding past the little nubs.
Soft capture wasn't so soft. Not quite soft enough.
Holy cow.
Ramping out motion.
Meanwhile, the space station is about to fly into an orbital sunset over Cologne, the home of the Columbus Control Center.
And setting up for a 2.5-minute R6 back-off joint OCAS.
EV1 copies.
Hey, Frank, we see you in position, waiting for Josh to get in position through these JOCASs. If you can go over to that third soft capture, the one we're going to use when we unfold it, we'd like you to try to cycle that one as well to see if we can get ahead of the game.
Okay, that'll work.
And 10 seconds to a handover.
Okay, EV1, we are set up for the joint OCAS. This is going to basically body, yaw, you left 90 degrees, and bring you over to face IROSA.
EV1 copies, and I'm ready.
3, 2, 1, starting motion.
I see good motion. Nick, can we start talking about settings for R6?
Yeah, Josh, those settings are going to be Bravo 2 clockwise, I'm sorry, counterclockwise 2. Bravo 2, counter 2.
Bravo 2, counterclockwise 2, copy.
Yep, Josh, and before we drive R6, we're going to daisy chain those scoops together and hand them off to Frank.
That sounds great. All right. Copy that we're going to get to, well, with the long duration tight on tether, get that other scoop off, and then I've got Bravo to R2 set for R6 when we get there.
Yep, copy all. Those are good words, Josh.
Sure haven't gone very far for a whole lot of tricks.
You feel the same thing with that right soft catcher?
No, that one seems to be a lot easier to move.
Oh, well,
Yep.
Great.
Okay, that's the end of the JOCAS. We are set up for a GCA to published R6 approach.
EV1 is ready for a GCA to publish for R6. Or GCA?
Okay, EV1, we are set. This will bring you body in 120 centimeters.
Body in 120 centimeters, EV1 is ready.
Copy, starting motion.
I see good motion.
Okay, our cameras are degrading. If you can watch your boot plate and your ingress aid.
Got them both.
$50 centimeters.
Okay, we're clear.
Ramping out.
Concur.
Okay, that is our published position.
That is going to work fine. GCA complete.
Copy. GCA complete. Go for unbolting.
Copy. I've got the other end of the long duration tight end tether on the scoop here, and I'm happy to release.
Yeah, copy, Josh. You've got those on each end of that long duration. You're going to pass it off to Frank.
Sure.
You want me to give you a rep?
I'm going to I'm ready right now to both.
Okay.
I'll pass them both to you, and then we'll do a red swap.
No problem.
Okay.
I'll just take it. I can solve it.
No problem. There we go. Slowly pass you on.
This is Mission Control Houston, 3 hours, 11 minutes into today's spacewalk by Josh Cassada and Frank Rubio.
And Frank, you're just going to temp stow those on the exterior bag ends.
Okay.
The two spacewalkers began the 256th spacewalk in support of space station assembly, maintenance, and upgrades at 6:16 a.m. Central Time, moving out of the Quest airlock after placing their suits on battery power and working extremely efficiently, have removed the ISS rollout solar array, one of two delivered last week on the SpaceX Cargo Dragon resupply craft to the International Space Station, removing it from its flight support equipment. Cassada then transported the array over to the starboard fore truss, where he and Rubio moments ago installed the array on its mounting bracket. The next step will be to begin the process of releasing hinges, basically hinge restraint bolts, that will enable the array to unfold like a flip phone into an unstowed position prior to the time that the array itself would be bolted in place on the integrated electronics assembly, electrically connected to the same electrical system currently powering the legacy array, or the original solar array that was delivered on the Space Shuttle Atlantis on the STS-117 mission in June of 2007 to augment power for the 3A power channel on the International Space Station.
I think we're going to start driving here, R6, Bravo 2, counter 2.
Copy. Go.
There's 19 turns. It has popped out, and actually this one does have a white line.
Copy, and we see the white line as well. So you can stow the PGT, and then you'll work with Duke to go through some maneuvers to get in position for the unfold.
Just make sure I didn't miss anything there, Nick. It's stow the PGT and maneuver, is that right?
Yeah, affirmative. It's you're going to go to a R6 back off position and then work for the APFR egress maneuvers.
Great. Sounds good.
Okay, and we have a maneuver to the R6 back off when you're ready.
All right, stand by. All right, EV1 is ready for the R6 back off.
Okay, this will be body out, 120 centimeters.
Copy, body out, 120 centimeters.
Starting motion.
See good motion.
Fifty centimeters.
Copy.
Ramping out motion.
Copy.
Okay, that's our published position. We are setting up for a 3-minute APFR egress JOCAS.
Okay, stand by. Frank, I'm seeing your safety tether go right over my head. I'm assuming it's not caught in my helmet.
Fortunately, with your light shining right on me, I can't.
It looks like it's going straight and not hung up on me.
Yeah, no, it's going straight, and it was going straight when I came here.
Okay.
Yep.
And do you know if we're moving towards my head or hopefully towards my feet?
Either one for big picture here. First, we're going to yaw you right 90 degrees, and then we're going to move you body left back towards IROSA, and that's your egress position.
Okay. Just for your essay, I've got Frank's safety tether going right over my head, like I can almost touch it with my hand. Is it a problem just to give me 10 centimeters towards my feet, and then we'll definitely be clear?
Okay, checking. It's a joint OCAS, so I don't think it'll keep you nadir if that's what you're looking for.
I think we got to send this one over to Robo. I can't say for sure that I'm not going to go right through his safety tether on this joint OCAS.
Hey, Josh, we were chatting about it. In this next maneuver, there's no body up motion. If we do go body down, we'll need to change up some modes, but you shouldn't go body up at all in this next maneuver.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Nick. Zach Duke, I am a go, and I'll keep an eye on the safety tether as best I can.
Copy, stand by.
Before the bolts are driven to basically free up the hinge restraints on the ISS rollout solar array, Josh Cassida will be placed in a position to leave the articulating portable foot restraint that he's been mounted on at the end of the Canadarm2 robotic arm, which has been driven by Koichi Wakata with the assistance of Nicole Mann from the robotics workstation in the Destiny laboratory of the International Space Station.
See good motion. And I am opening from the safety tether with that motion, so that's great.
Good to hear.
Doing okay, Frank?
Yeah, doing great. How about you?
I'm great. City Drive Rosa can be a lonely job.
Amazing how quickly your brain adapts to, like I see myself being right side up, and I'm sure you see yourself being right side up.
Yeah. Join you here shortly.
Well, go slow when you get off, because it'll be a little disorienting.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, that's the end of the JOCAS. We are setting up for GCA to published APFR egress position.
Copy. And you are go and ready GCA to the published APFR egress position.
We copy? Okay, EV1, we are set up. This is going to bring you body left 1.5 meters, and we have degraded cameras, so if you can help us with clearance from your body and the APFR to Rosa.
Okay, that's going to be hard because we're moving towards my left shoulder, but I can see right now all of Irosa. We are currently clear.
Okay, if at any point you lose Irosa, let us know and we will pause.
Okay.
Starting motion.
I see good motion. We're clear.
1 meter to go.
Copy. Still clear. Clear by Rosa, I cannot see my feet plate or anything below me.
40 centimeters.
Copy. 20 centimeters.
Okay, copy. Body out 20 centimeters.
That's right.
Starting motion. And you confirm you have clearance?
In front of me, yes. Behind me, no.
I can see you. You're clear.
Okay, we're coming. Body out 20 centimeters. Starting motion.
Copy. See good motion.
10 to go.
Continue. Ramp out. 3, 2, 1. Ramp out.
Okay, we're pause hold.
Okay, and now I'll need 40 centimeters body left, and I have good clearance to the object.
Okay, confirm 40 centimeters body left.
Affirmative. 40 centimeters body left.
Okay,
3, 2, 1, ramp out.
Hold.
Copy. GCA complete.
Copy. GCA complete. Brakes are on. Go for APFR egress.
Copy. Go for APFR egress.
And Josh, you'll want to just use that ingress aid only when you're egressing. I know the mounting bracket might be in easy reach, but just use the ingress aid. And when you're done with it, you want to stow it in a low profile.
Okay, I am egress now using only the ingress aid. Now I can touch the mod kit. My understanding is correct.
Affirm. Understand your egress. Do you want to stow the ingress aid in a low profile?
Understood. Okay. I made a bad decision on that GCA because I'm about to lose the length of an ingress aid.
This is Mission Control Houston, 3 hours, 26 minutes into the spacewalk by Cassada and Rubio. About 26 minutes ago, the ISS Rollout Solar Array, the first of 2 delivered last week on the SpaceX Cargo Dragon resupply mission to the station, was installed on its mounting bracket on the starboard foretruss. Josh Cassada, who had spent the last couple of hours at the end of the station's robotic arm and a portable foot restraint, first hauling the array over from its flight support equipment to the mounting position on the starboard foretruss, has now exited the foot restraint at the end of the robotic arm, and he will set up shop with Rubio to drive a couple of bolts to release the final hinge restraint that will enable the array to fold open.
Disregard. We will not need the GCA.
Copy. No GCA required. Okay, brakes are back on.
Thank you.
Once the array is folded open, then Cassada will be working to drive a series of bolts that will affix the array to the integrated electronics assembly on the International Space Station. Electrical connections will be hooked up that basically mates the array's electrical system to the original array that sits on the starboard 4, starboard 3 truss that was delivered 15 years ago to the station on the STS-117 mission of the shuttle Atlantis. The 2 spacewalkers will then monitor the unfolding, basically the unfurling of the array to its full length of 60 feet, following the tensioning of that array to its final configuration.
Obviously, you're just going to want to maintain awareness of your safety tether back to the arm because that's where your anchor's at.
Give me 1 second, and I'm just going to get it in front of my body as opposed to behind.
And Josh, as you're working that, you're going to want to eventually get a fair lead on that lower right structure and lower strut the lower handrail to help keep your safety tether clear.
Copy that. Sure.
Yeah, we'll want to put that in after the maneuver.
After the maneuver, okay. With that, my safety tether is clear.
This is the third in the series of at least 6 IROSAs that are being delivered and installed on the International Space Station. The next one, also carried to the station on the SpaceX Cargo Dragon a week ago, is scheduled to be installed on the port fortress of the station by Cassida and Rubio on December 19th.
This is going to be ISS port, 3 meters, and zenith, 2.5 meters.
Okay, we copy. And Frank, when they're way clear, let me know, and then I'll flip around, and we'll get to work. Okay.
Each of these IROSAs will produce and are producing more than 20 kilowatts of electricity, again designed to augment the existing power supply of the International Space Station for future research and utilization operations.
You should have enough clearance to swing your feet down, body towards your right.
So, all we want. Okay. Okay. That's making it hard because it's moving on me.
Okay, EV1, we have about 85 centimeters zenith to go, and we're having a hard time seeing the APFR from the truss. Can you help us out?
I cannot. Frank, can you?
Give me 1 second. APFR is clear. If you're looking for clearance on the IA, we're clear.
Okay, we're going to continue zenith 85 centimeters.
Copy.
Centimeters to go.
All right, Duke, I'm kind of losing you now because of a light that's kind of directly at my eyes, so I can't quite clear the last 10 centimeters or so.
Okay, we are at the published position, and brakes are on. Stand by while we set up some cameras.
And so, Josh, once you get that fair lead in on that lower strut, then you're on the right side to get into position for the unfold. I got a warning that when we do that unfold, it's a pinch point, so keep clear of the hinge on IROSA.
Okay, understood.
82 copies.
think this fairlead's going to stay, given where they are. So I've got SA on my tether. It's going across the front of my body to the right. Actually, just it's. I'm going to try to get it on my left side. Right, you got me.
Yeah, I got you. Copy.
And Josh, just to let you know the intent of that fair lead, we're just trying to clear your safety tether out of the way of the unfold as that happens. So, using that lower handrail to try to string it down towards your feet was the idea.
Understood.
Yep. Josh, I think for now, if you just leave it on that side, your body will help kind of clear it.
I think so too.
Yep.
So we're just going to go across our body on that one.
Yep.
And I think that will keep it out of the way of the unfold, if you agree.
Yep, I agree.
Yep, and if you guys have awareness of it, you're good.
Okay, EV1, we're set up on our end. Let us know if you need a GCA once you get to the tether swell.
Okay, that's a little bit down the road. I appreciate it. Koichi, that was amazing. Thank you for the ride. I will definitely get on my rideshare app and give you 5 stars when we get back inside.
That's the VOV Health. Josh.
Okay, Nick, we are ready for the unfold if you are.
Your go.
Okay. Starting to open. Coming your way.
All right. And the soft capture is armed. Watch those fingers.
Yep.
Here it comes.
Well clear.
Okay. All cables and tethers are clear.
Yep, you're clear on this side. Help you out with that soft capture. Oh, actually, it's engaged. Nice.
No, it's
No,
not airway.
no,
Airway.
let me release it.
Okay.
Okay, it's released.
Okay, now.
Now it's captured.
Okay.
Nice.
Very nicely done.
Copy, guys. Great work. That's a good install. It's a great config. While you're in that position, we'd like to get glove, HAP, and gauntlet checks from both of you.
Okay. Gloves for EV1. No noticeable changes. And half is dry, and gauntlets are covered.
And E2, no noticeable changes on my gloves and dry hat. Gauntlets are covered.
Copy. Good checks for both of you.
3 hours, 38 minutes into the spacewalk. The ISS rollout solar array has unfolded.
You're going to work to stow the long-duration tie-down tether with those scoops on it inside of crew lock bag M. And, Josh, you're going to translate to work the hinge bolts.
Copy. R7, R8. Correct?
That's affirmative. R7 and R8. And you can start with whatever one is convenient. Frank, just for heads up, when you are in the bag, you're going to retrieve the AET with the AMS knob on there.
Okay, copy that.
Frank, with that moving anchor of my safety tether, just want to make sure that now I can get it off to my left. It's currently open my right.
Yep.
So I'm going to do...
It's clear. Just see it. Yep,
Yeah.
that'll work. Keep going. Bring your legs down. Keep going down on your legs. Good. You're clear.
Awesome. Perfect. Thank you. Yep.
The 2 spacewalkers now will tighten a pair of hinge restraint bolts to make sure that the unfolded ISS rollout solar array does not have any motion at the hinge itself. We're 3 hours, 40 minutes into the spacewalk. The crew continues to work slightly ahead of the timeline. Everything proceeding in excellent shape.
Okay, R7, R8. I am here and understand we're going to drive this clockwise.
That's affirmative. Alpha 1.
These bolts that the two spacewalkers are driving will physically attach the IROSA to the mast canister that basically also is the base, if you will, for the original solar array on the starboard foretruss of the International Space Station. The IROSA now will accompany that original array to increase electrical output for the 3A power channel.
Okay, Alpha 1, clockwise 2 is set.
That's good settings. And so you're going to drive those hinge bolts 14 to 16 turns. Just let us know which one you're starting with.
Copy. Sorry, it was 14 to 16? That's what I heard.
And based on that body position in the pool, that might be a position that Frank can help stabilize you a little bit.
That sounds great. Understand 14 to 16 turns, correct?
Affirm.
Here. No. Oh, we just missed it, the power. Was that? It was on, but I think we just expired our 50 or 45 minutes. Okay, just to say it again, Alpha 1, clockwise 2.
Those are good settings.
I'm going to try to put my feet here, and if there's a way you could stabilize my shoulder, we shouldn't get too much torque into this guy. Okay. You want higher? Nope, it's good. 4. Okay, good green light. Actual torque of 2.4, and I had 17 turns.
Copy. That's a good R7.
Sorry, I didn't tell you which one I was doing. That's for that Hecka. All right. That leaves R8, and Frank, if we could do something similar.
Okay.
I see a little bit parallel with the mod kit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thank you. Okay, 17 turns again, with green light, and actual torque of 2.3.
Copy, that's a good R8. So now we're going to work to try to release them one turn. So the new setting is alpha 1 counterclockwise 2.
Alpha 1 is set. Counterclockwise 2 is set. And I'll try to go get R7 first here, and we're doing turn or less, correct?
Copy, 1 turn or less.
There's 3/4 on R7, comes R8. 3/4 on R8.
Copy, a good release on both R7 and R8. You can stow the PGT, and then Frank's going to hand you that AET with the AMS knob and cap keeper.
Copy. Okay. This, thank you.
And there's 2 reds on there, so you should just be able to use it as is.
And Frank, there should be enough stretch that you can just leave it redded.
Affirmative.
All right. On hand tight on R7.
Copy, that's going to be less than 1 turn, less than 30 inch-pounds.
Hey, that's less than 30 inch-pounds, and that was about half a turn.
Copy, Josh. Good R7.
R8.
A good look at the solar arrays at the starboard foretruss of the International Space Station. 112 feet long, 39 feet wide, about to be augmented by the ISS rollout solar array, which when unfurled will be about 60 feet long, providing an additional 20 kilowatts of power for the 3A power channel on the International Space Station.
Safety cutter on my left side, and now we're moving around. Just make sure. I think it's still in a good config.
It is, yep.
Awesome. All right. I am on the cap keeper hook for, this must be J4.
J3. No, J4, correction.
Okay. Sounds good.
Sorry, I saw your end effector.
Yeah, that's okay. I do need to move that for sure. Okay. J4 is off. And let's put this, that's a lot going on there.
Just grab a handle on the scoop.
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, might. okay. That's super. Here it is. Thank you. That sun is something, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Here goes J3. That might keep happening, Frank.
Yeah, I'll put it on for you.
Oh, sweet. Oh, that sounds good. And then the next one, let's try to do all four in the same area. That doesn't really matter. There's plenty of hooks, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. All right, Nick, that's 4 caps for J1 through 4.
Nice.
Then I think we'll do MDGLs, right?
Yep, copy, Josh. Good release on those caps. And just a heads up, your head is pretty close to the IROSA blanket.
Thank you. Way out of the sun. This is already attracting it.
And so we're going to use the cap keeper from the bag and get the caps on the pre-routed cables now.
You can grab yours first, too?
Sure. Good idea. I do. I have it.
Hold it here for me.
Yeah. Clear by IROSA, right?
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Get into that cap. Pull forward over center now. Coming aft. There's full forward. Yeah, that's full aft. That's clear over center. Do you agree?
Yep. No, I think it creeps back on you. It's got to go back a little further.
I want to force it. I'm showing that guy's over center. That guy's over center. That's a good view in the heck of there, Nick.
Yep, we're watching.
I don't want to force it here. Got a good V-mate. I'm seeing 2 over centers. I go ahead and try to remove the cap. Doesn't want to come any further aft.
And Josh, if you need, you can pull on that back shell to help actuate that.
Thanks, Nick. I just did that. We are full over center. That was great training. It's quite a Medusa, huh?
Yeah.
Right. We got a cap keeper on it. Aft. That back shell was super helpful when I did it. remember these being so hard inside. Left, over center. Okay.
Nice.
Go. Nick, 3 and 4, or at least the connectors for 3 and 4 are demated.
Copy, Josh.
Approaching the 4-hour mark in the spacewalk, Cassida and Rubio are working with a number of electrical connector caps prior to the time that we would move into an eclipse period. We will not do any electrical mating or demating of cables during daylight to ensure that the integrated electronics assembly and the solar arrays that exist on the space station are not electrically charged at the time that that delicate work is taking place. The ISS rollout solar array is bolted into place on the starboard forward truss of the International Space Station. It has been unhinged or unfolded into its unfolded position, and now a series of cables will be connected to mate the new augmented solar array to the existing solar array on the starboard forward truss, ultimately to produce about 20 additional kilowatts of power for the 3A power channel on the International Space Station.
Forward, over center, and mated on 4.
Copy, good mate.
For P3, left over center, no FOD, no bent pins, good EMI band, and going on.
Good checks, you're good to mate.
P3. Pull forward over center, mated on P3.
Copy, good mate. Good connections on P3 and P4.
So does not want to come off.
Right, but I recommend that back shelf thing that Nick was talking about.
Yeah. Pushing it.
Yeah, Frank, if you hold the cap in one hand and the back shell, the metal part of the back shell in the other, and just try to separate them, it should move the lever by itself.
Ah, nice.
Understanding what you're saying is key. Thank you.
Hey.
All right.
Do you want to get these, or do you want me to mate them and...
Thank you.
Hey.
All right.
Do you want to get these, or do you want me to mate them and...
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So Papa 1 is going to J1, is that correct?
Affirmative, Papa 1 to J1.
Hold on. He's going to want the pins and...
Yep. All right, thank you. All right, I have good pins, no FOD, EMI band.
Good checks, go to mate.
I think what worked for me is getting it right there, and then I took my thumb on top and braced on the structure.
Okay.
Yeah, did you already get it?
No, well, I just did what you did. Yeah,
Oh,
kind of close. All right, thank you.
Made it look easier.
And P2 to J2, and I have good pins, no FOD, good EMI band.
Good checks, go to mate.
Do you want me heading over to 2217?
That's affirmative, Josh. You're good to go over there for your tether swap.
Okay. And that's both P1 and J1 are full forward over center.
Copy. Good connections. So, Frank, you're going to start working the M bolts, starting with M31 through M34.
Frank, that the safety tether's still looking okay, correct?
Wait one. That's it, looking.
4 hours into the spacewalk, Frank Rubio is going to begin to drive a series of 8 bolts, 4 on the left side, 4 on the right side of this mounting bracket, to firmly secure the ISS rollout solar array, permanently affix it to the integrated electronics assembly on the International Space Station's starboard fore truss.
Nick, I am Nick, I am ready for settings.
Hey, guys, we're back with you off a short handover. Just wanted to provide you with a big picture as you're moving into position for the next task. From a consumables perspective, you guys are golden. We've got plenty of time. You're on track for the timeline. So we're going to work these bolts. We're going to work the cable as a priority. When we get into Eclipse, we'll mix in the cables as we need to. Then we'll step into the deploy, and we're completely on track for trying to get after 1 Bravo. So you're doing great.
Thanks a lot, Nick, for the heads up.
Sounds great, thanks, Nick. I am ready for settings.
Copy. You've got Bravo 5, clockwise 2.
Spacecraft communicator Nick Hague reporting back to the crew a status and the big picture. The 1B cable that he referred to is one of 4 electrical connectors on the adjacent starboard 6 truss to which this ISS solar array, the rollout solar array, is attached now and will soon be unfurled. Back in March, there was a trip, an electrical trip. You could call it a short in the circuitry of the 1B power channel on the starboard 6 solar array that took down some of the power capability of the 1B solar array, the 1B power channel itself. The array had been operating at a somewhat reduced or degraded capability until about a week and a half ago, when there was another electrical trip that further degraded its capability and took down the 1B channel altogether. All of the electrical loads for systems usually powered by the 1B power channel went over to the 1A power channel seamlessly, so there was no interruption in space station operations or payload or utilization work. However, in order to get the 1B power channel back up and running at about 75% of capability, the 2 spacewalkers are going to disconnect one of the 4 electrical connectors between that 1B power channel and the integrated electronics assembly on the starboard 6 truss, isolating the affected area of the solar array, and then the 1B power channel can be reactivated to about 75% of its rated performance. The 1B power channel is going to get its own ISS rollout solar array next year when the next pair of solar arrays are launched on another SpaceX Cargo Dragon's resupply flight.
make that 5 for EV1. You would, Nick?
Copy 5, Josh.
Thanks, man. Okay, tether swap first or APFR reinstall?
We'll work the tether swap and then we'll do the APFR reclock.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, red hook is down on my right, D-ring center gate closed, slider lock, black on black.
Copy, Josh. Good configuration.
On Mike 31, or correction, on 31, I have 3 Mike 21.9 on the torque, and I was 13 turns.
Copy, Frank. And from the heck of you, it looked like it might have been turning a little slow. Just want to confirm settings that you're clockwise 2.
I thought I did. It's with a clockwise 1, so apologies.
Yeah, no worries. And can you see black?
Correct. Yeah, black line is flush on that one.
Okay, copy. No, we're good with that bolt, so you can move on.
Copy.
Okay. Red reel is unlocked, so I understand I've got to go to just grab my anchor from my left safety tether off the SSR vest.
You've got to go, Josh.
I make on 32, I have 13 turns, 3 Mike 22.2 on the torque.
Copy, Frank. Good bolts.
Now black line is flush.
Nick, I'd like to start with yaw and roll if I could, since I'm right here. I think it's going to get further away from me later in the process.
Okay, yeah. So it's kilo 9 for yaw and roll. The pitch is foxtrot, foxtrot.
Okay. I'll come back to the pitch. I understand kilo 9 on roll and yaw.
Yep, copy. Kilo 9er.
Thank you.
On Mike 33, I have 12 turns, green light, 22.3 on the torque.
Copy, Frank. Good bolt.
is flush.
Copy, and we're following along in your HECA.
Okay. All right. Y'all is 9. Goal is kilo. Going for pitch.
Foxtrot, Foxtrot.
Okay. I'm sorry I lied to you. I'm going to do clocking first, and then come back to Foxtrot, Foxtrot. I think it's a clocking at 9. Is that correct?
Affirm, clocking 9.
All right, I've got a mini workstation ret on the APFR. 1, 2, 0, trying to get to on black.
And make on Mike 34. I have 12 and a half turns, green light. 22.3 on the torque.
Copy, Frank. That's a good bolt. Hey, before you move on to the right side, you were working around the mod kit strut there. There's a lot of MOI. I just want to give it a chance to wrap that strut back up if anything came loose.
Okay. Can I do it when I come back to the pad?
Affirm.
4 hours, 14 minutes into the spacewalk. Frank Rubio working with Josh Cassada. They've completed the bolting of the left side of a series of 8 bolts, 4 on each side, that will permanently affix the ISS rollout solar array to the integrated electronics assembly on the International Space Station's starboard fore truss.
Okay, there's a clocking of 9. I got 6 facing me, which I believe is true. And I got a good pulse twist test, and I'm black on black.
Copy.
I'm going to grab my rep back, and then I'm going to go for Foxtrot, Foxtrot on pitch.
And Mike 35, I had 13 and a half turns, green light, 21.9 torque, black line is flush.
Copy, good bolt. And Josh, as you adjust that pitch, you also want to, if you got an opportunity, lay that ingress aid flat.
Okay, thank you. like the CPFR better than that other one.